Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. We are back at it, ready to have some fun with Bombergers and Shenks. Yes, Bombergers and Shenks. So two brands coming from the Michter's overall brand itself, right? So two sub brands coming from the Michter's greater brand itself. But before we dive into that, check out this Christmas gift from cousin Nita. So cousin Nita goes, "Hey, Judge," she goes, I tried to buy you a bottle of Pappy, but this is about as close as I came to buying you a bottle of Pappy. So she's like, enjoy the t-shirt. So shout out to cousin Nita. Thank you very much for the Christmas gift, cousin. I really do appreciate it. All right, so let's go back to some Bombergers and Shenks. So when you think about Bombergers and Shenks, again, these two sub-brands come from Michter's, right? So Michter's produces the whiskey, and both of these really are part of their legacy series. So they're paying homage to the original brand names before it was called Michter's. So the original brand started like back in like the mid-1700s. From Shenk's. It was actually the original owner. His name was John Shenk, right? So John Shenk started the brand up. So that was the original name. And then after he owned it in the early 1800s, it moved over to Bombergers. And then obviously present day today, of course, is obviously known as Michter's. So this is part of their legacy series, again, paying homage to the original founders, the original names, other names that they had before Michter's. So both of these, I should go ahead and say, first and foremost, in years past, I was always able to buy 1 or 2 bottles of each, right? I had the 2021 bottles. I've already popped them. I loved them. I was even able to get backups, which are these two right here. So you guys can see what they look like. Unfortunately, this year, no, no, not at all. I found them, but always at like double, triple, quadruple the MSRP. So MSRP is about $100 to $110 for either one of these, right? For both, $100 to $110 for each one of these. But unfortunately, every time I saw them, they were $200, $250, $300, sometimes even $400, which is just absolutely insane. While I've historically loved these, I'm not paying $300, $400 for them. Fast forward to my buddy Carlos, my good friend Carlos over at Whiskey Corner. He was like, "Hey Judge, I found them." I think it was like at MSRP. He was like, "I found them. I've already popped them open." So Carlos, thank you, my man. I appreciate the samples. Thank you for sharing them with me so I can get these on the channel in 2023. So I appreciate you, Carlos. Thank you, brother. All right, so what do we know about Shenks and Bombergers other than the fact that they are sub-brands coming from Michter's? So let's go ahead and start with Shenks. So Shenks itself, again, was named after John Shenk, the original founder. When you think about Shenks itself, as it says right here on the front of the bottle, and this pretty much, by the way, stays the same every year as well. 91.2 proof. It is a sour mash whiskey, so we don't know the exact mash bill because they're using obviously like there were 6 other previous different batches. The mash bill from it originally, so we don't have the exact mash bill breakdown itself. Also for Shenks, we don't have the age statement. There's no exact age statement. All we know is that it's at least 4 years per the TTB, right? And then the last thing, again, it comes in at exactly about $100 to $110 when and if you can find it at MSRP. All right, let's go ahead and dive into this one real quick. So sad I couldn't find this in 2023 for MSRP. Crazy. Oh, man, this is nice. The one cool thing about Shenks is it truly is a Kentucky sour mash whiskey. Oh, man. I do love the whole, kind of paying homage to what Michter's does, paying homage to the original name, the Shenk name, and so forth. That is pretty cool. I love these, kind of sub-brands, if you will. Oh, man. So the question is, I'm going to give you 3 judgments today. A judgment for each one, plus on top of that, if you could only find one or buy one, which one would I buy and why? Cool? All right. Let's get into the nose. So 91.2 proof. So what's interesting about this sour mash whiskey coming from Shenks or from Michter's, it has a very much like a very bubbly kind of a note of like caramel, almost like a I love the way Michter's toast their barrels. It's almost like a super caramelized kind of a note. Caramel, a little bit of oak, a little bit of brown sugar. Oh man, and a ton of like almost like a vanilla note in the background. So it's like a vanilla note, some caramel, some oak. The nose on this is amazing. So 91.2 proof, lower proof point. All right, let's dive into it. The nose is quite, I mean, it's really nice. Let me get a little bit more on the nose before I dive into it. The nose is actually quite lovely. It really is. Like, think of like the perfect bourbon nose, right? The perfect nose. Your caramel, a little bit of leather, a little bit of oak, but not overwhelming. Oh man. And like a sweet, kind of like almost like a vanilla note in the background. It's just really, really nice. All right. We're not here to nose whiskey. We are here to sip whiskey. Let's dive into it. Cheers, everyone. Very clean, very crisp, very sweet, very soft palate. So it kind of goes here and then it just kind of fades away. What I do like though is that everything that was in the nose, the caramel, the oak, the vanilla notes. What I did miss though, I did miss something though. There is a very faint drop of like a maple kind of syrup note in the back of the palate. I did not get that in the nose, so I was actually off there. But it's definitely there in the palate. Let me get a little bit more. Cheers. Very nice. Very nice. All right. We're going to save the judgment to the end. Save the judgments to the end. All right. Very nice. Wow. What's funny is that that's only 91.2 proof, but the palate, it kind of goes around. It's very soft, elegant, sweet. Very nice. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right. Over to the big brother, Bombergers. So Bombergers, a little bit different. Well, same price point, of course, obviously anywhere from like $100 to $110. But this one comes in at exactly 108 proof. 108 proof. Right? So 108 on the dot. What I love about Bombergers is that they're always using, Michter's is always using like older oak. So they're using, it's called, I think it's pronounced chinkapin oak, right? So they take this oak, special oak that the master distiller, Dan McKee, as well as the master maturation, Andrew Wilson, they find like select chinkapin oak. They air dry it for 3 years. 3 years, which is a long time. They air dry for 3 years before they then go ahead, create the barrels, toast the barrels, and then char the barrels, right? So they're air drying it for 3 years. So very, very unique from that perspective. But let me get into the nose real quick on this one. The last cool thing about Bombergers, at least for this year, because I don't remember them doing this last year or years past as well, but they also used a malted rye in the mash bill to kind of create this batch. So I'm expecting this one to be even slightly different than even this 2021 version that I had. All right. Oh man, the nose on this is nice too. Well, I always say this. What I love about Michter's is they're toasting their barrels and they're charring the barrels. They are truly, in my personal opinion, the expert distillery at toasting their barrels and then charring the barrels. Absolutely, just like they're just gurus, truly. Wow, look at that color, nice. So the nose on this, completely opposite of this one. This is like, it's because they're using that specialty type of oak. This is very oak forward. I mean, this is like an oak explosion. The nose on this is almost like which is very odd to me. It almost has like a traditional Michter's note, right? Or nose, the caramel, the leather. But there's honestly some fruit in here too. Wow, there's some blackberries. Yeah, there is. Damn. There's some blackberries in there. And even like some faint notes of like almost like a banana note. Completely different than that nose. Completely different. Wow. Very oak forward though. That chinkapin oak, it's definitely standing out. It's very bold from a nose standpoint. Again, 108 proof. All right, real quick, 3 quick easy favors. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. If you've had either the Shenks or the Bombergers, which one do you prefer and why? Last but not least, please make sure you all subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get a notification each and every time I release new content. Cool? All right. Cheers. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Wow. That's pretty good. Let me get a little bit more. Let me get a smidge more. Oh, wow. Spicy. I did not think it was going to be that spicy. Wow. Number 1, the nose matches the palate for sure. Definitely very oak forward. Also, the blackberries, the banana notes that I had in there as well, that also came through to the palate. Very nice long finish at 108 proof. If I was sipping that like truly blind, where I didn't know the proof, I might even guess like 112, 115. That was very bold at the end of the palate. Very much bold and very, very spicy. Let me get a little bit more. Oh, yeah. Wow. That's nice. Okay. Wow. 3 judgments. Let's go to them both. Let's start with Shenks. Judge, is Shenks a buy, do not buy, or leave it on the shelf? Verdict is in. This, I'm going to say, it's a buy, but it's not one that you need to rush to buy, if that makes sense. I do love the nose on it. The palate is nice. It's soft, it's vibrant, it's very it's a unique experience as a whole, but it is also 91.2 proof, so I definitely enjoyed it, and if I saw it for MSRP, I would buy a bottle of it myself, but I don't think that you should rush out and buy a bottle of it immediately. Now, this one on the other hand, I would say the verdict is in. That is a definite buy, in my opinion, and I mean definite buy. I love the spiciness at the back of the palate. I did not expect to get almost like a cinnamon kind of a note at the back of the palate. Very spicy for a Bombergers, coming in at 108 proof. Very bold palate as well as finish. And obviously, if you can only buy one, the verdict is in. Hands down, flat out. Bombergers, in my opinion, was leaps, or I should say this little bottle, Bombergers this year of 2023 was leaps and bounds better than Shenks. So if you're only going to grab one, absolutely grab Bombergers. Hey friends, until the next time, of course, some more of this. Peace, cheers, and most important, salute. Take care.